Okay. So, fortunately, I'm gonna get to all the rest of the cleaning yet. So, turn on the window capture, add game capture, all that. All right, chat. So the idea is to see if we can't get a game to play while we are streaming from the laptop here. I'm trying to put on something that's a little bit less demanding here. All right, there. I think that looks okay. So far, it looks like we can play some games. I got both my chats open on the OBS side, so I mean, shit, if we can end up playing some games like this would be great. Okay, now I'm getting some internet issues. Really weird.
Empty. Someone got to the research already.
Nothing in these lockers. Oh, I'm over encumbered is why. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some of these have some weight to them, and I think that's what's causing some here issues. Down to 165. Down to fucking 163. Pound, it's a pound, pound, that's 15 pounds. That's 5 pounds. Four. Get that one down as we got 32 and then these all have weight as well. Okay, so there we go. Now I can actually run again. Oh. Alright, let's see here. What can we sell that I'm not going to be using? That's right. And we'll also have to be careful that we don't selling so much that we end up buying all, or getting all the money that we have to then actually buy just to get the shit to go back down. Just have to have some money there to buy more shit from us. This is the 147. That's not that bad. I can handle that. It's kind of funny that those are. Kind of funny that those other ones were totally just armor ones as well too. And I forget that there's those little small items on these tables you can always grab. We'll store a lot of this stuff in the ship when we get back to the ship there, chat. Okay, so we got the gas now. Wow. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have a guy character right now. 26 science.
Hey, you! Over here!
No, because we never know when we have the need for lighter armor on somebody else like that. Alright. Why do I keep going to her? It was actually on him. Okay, so why does it keep going on him?
The beating heart of progress progress can at times be grotesque to witness.
The junk here will probably be a huge reason why we have a bunch of this stuff needed to get the fuck off of us. Ooh, Raptor Prod. Okay, so this is actually a, like a legendary item. Let's see here. This has a 200, yeah. Alright, let's open this up here, chat. Yeah, okay.
Hey! You! Over here!
I don't even see the stuff on the ground there.
The beating heart of progress can at times be grotesque to witness.
Alright, I got my pipe loaded. I'm gonna actually pipe. There it is. Where's my pipe tool? My little go bag yet decided to make a little baggie here of my autumn evening here for me to take with me when I'm out and about. Another jar here because I got about a quarter of the jar left. That's how much of the autumn evening I smoke, chat. That is definitely how much of the autumn evening I smoke. That perfect O-ring I blew out in the middle of that. That was awesome. Character. Alright, so I need science up to be 45, okay. Fucking one away, dude. One away, come on. Oh, alright, put that on. Okay. There was a tech skills one. There we go, chat. This is why I always carry so much shit like this on me. I didn't even put a science one on him. I could have done that. And I probably would have just worked on that. Alright, we got it.
Oh, good. You're not shooting at me. That's a start. It's been a bit of a day, so I'll get to the point. Yes, I have Crane's research. No, I'm not giving it back. Sorry to disappoint you. I suppose it does not matter.
There we go. This max speed.
Either Crane sent you, or you are some scavenger come to rob me in my moment of weakness. Let's make a deal. I'd like to go on living. You'd probably like to make some money. Help me get out of here, and I will pay you for your trouble. The first thing I need is a key card to unlock my door. Then I'd need you to clear me a path out of here. There are 2 ways out. The quickest is through the front door, but Cleo Security's bottled up in there. If you don't want to shoot them, I suppose you could talk to them. The other way out is through the loading bay, but you'd have to clear out the rafts for me. Then I could just slip out the back, sight unseen. Because Crane is a tool. Because no good deed goes unrewarded. Because doing me a good turn is the honorable and decent thing. Take your pick.
How is it the,
Crane is being used by Auntie Cleo. And now he is trying to use you. So what does that make you? Fair. But while I may be trapped for the moment, those scientists are trapped in corporate slavery for the rest of their sad, sorry little lives. Don't you see? I am setting these people free.
no,
I'm
actually,
doing
you're
them a
not.
favor. Won't you do me one in return? Think it over.
We've had quite enough of you.
Ooh. Yeah, and she got fucking dropped. That was easy.
Someone else to clean this up, right?
Oh, should we do chat? gotta be a way to put the gas in there.
Time for a drink?
Alright, block +5. We already got moisture built up in there already. What? What's the matter? Looting rifle ultra. I forgot though. I got that one gun. For the one item over here. Ow. Yeah.
Didn't even get her. Dirty.
Alright. That's pretty good right now. Addiction withdrawal. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, okay, that's not bad. Alright.
There's the mother. She's quite an impressive specimen, in both size and ferociousness. Here they come. Get up! Get up! Here they come. I'll make my way there. Sure.
On my way!
Coming over to you.
Be right there! Heading back!
Okay, our shit. Yes, we got the optional quest all done, chat. That was a crazy fucking battle, chat, but we got it. What I am surprised with chat right now is that we can play without any real issues. I mean, we've had some, or here, our dog.
Another fighting me.
I always wanted to sneak into a secret lab by crawling through the vents like they do in the serials.
I didn't even realize we had this option to come up this way, chat.
Reminds me of my first cabin on the Groundbreaker. 4 roommates, 1 bathroom.
Aha, okay. Alright. I just wanted to make sure, chat.
It's you. As if my thoughts weren't dark enough already. What is it?
Wow, what a dickbag.
An experiment? What experiment? Do you see what I have to contend with here? There seems no end to my associates' capacity for doing everything but their jobs. I will need to look into this further. I will be happy to answer your questions once I have my research. In the meantime, I will occupy myself considering the different ways I can end my life.
Wow.
No, realistic. I don't... You can't be serious. No contract, no work. No work, you're a pariah, cast out, shunned. Soon you'll find yourself among... deserters. You know, dregs, ne'er-do-wells, eking out a horrible existence on the periphery of society. Even if that's not my fate, I don't relish being sent to some backwater corporate township. This is temporary and simply a means to an end. Oh, it's you. As if my thoughts weren't dark enough already. What is it?
Let me just give the shit to him already.
My research? Please tell me you've recovered. That's... You can't possibly understand the enormity of what you've done for me. Did you find my colleague, Jameson? Well, please keep me apprised of your progress as to that matter. I suppose you... It's highly illegal to have brought the Raptidons to Terra 2. The research done on them before Monarch was left to the dregs was too promising to just abandon, so here we are.
Well, good quality smoke off this pipe right here, chat.
You've not much idea how these things work, do you? If Auntie Cleo could be connected to what we're doing here, they'd be ruined. Everyone skirts the law looking for an edge, but the ultimate sin is to be exposed. Plausible deniability is everything. I suppose you've earned it. I grew up in a Spacer's Choice Township, my own personal pit of despair. Test marks were high enough, so I set to becoming a scientist, but I didn't relish returning when my studies were done. I'd no desire to spend my life finding better ways to churn out worthless goods. My fellow Spacers looked upon it as a betrayal, but I longed for substance, meaning. Fear, jealousy, belief in the grand plan. No one is meant to seek an improvement to their lot in life, though everyone would, were they only given the chance.
Oh, there's a lot of moisture from that one built up, chat. Like, legitimately, I just built up that much moisture from the, get that all back there. I'm taking so many rips there, back to back, and we've almost killed this bull already.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
That's just not a level 10.
here for this week's magazine club meeting. You're a touch late. What's that? Speak up now. What'd you turn up? A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me. Are you positive? I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit
as we
anytime.
did.
Wanna
No. Alright, we upgraded. $250? Okay, yeah. Alright. Let's go try to do some of these other quests here, chat, so we can actually, make the Stiller Bay nav key thing that we can get from Gladys, get that part of the mission done, which I don't think I even need to do that because I already got off of here, but still.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Funny, I did not realize we have something like that there. All that in there right now. Nicotine high, I like that. Yeah, we got all the nicotine we got right here. Which basically, I do believe that is saying that it is pipe tobacco. Or even chewing tobacco, because it says it's a tin of tobacco, pretty much. But that's what pipe tobacco comes in, as a tin. All the bowls I've smoked recently, that was probably the most perfect bowl that I've smoked. We get cash all the way through. We were able to get lots of fucking voluptuous, delicious hits off of that. Though it is weird that I am not seeing any messages coming through on here. Because we are live on both YouTube and Roblox. Okay, there's that one. Alright. Wanted to see if we were getting any of the messages. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we had plenty of fucking room on my character because I'm so tired of not being able to like move after just picking up a few items. It's getting to be really rough.
We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
Alright, so the biotic slabs here.
You'll have to show me how to do that.
I'm surprised. I thought I'd already gone through all this area. Oh, they missed that heavy ammo there. He definitely did not make it.
Nice.
Go back to Anton now.
Yes? Did you find my colleague, Jameson?
Oh yeah.
Jameson. I didn't do right by him, did I? Only cared about how he helped or hurt my research. You understand nothing. Me least of all.
go. Let's get back on the unreliable.
Destination reached. Scylla.
Scylla. No laws, no lines, and a whole lot of guns. I love this place.
Can't walk 5 meters without stubbing your toe in a loose rock here.
I don't think the Victor likes this place much.
Ready for more.
Or alright.
I'll take your confession now!
Oh, shit. Fuck yes. That was impressive, chat.
This is a monument to man's intelligence and strength.
There's no credible research on the health effects of standing directly under a terraformer, Captain. In case you were wondering.
Hey, outlaw. You know, you didn't have to shoot me down if you wanted an autograph.
Shut up now, and you might get out of this alive.
What was that?
I smite you in the name of the law!
Ooh.
What was that?
Try that again.
Damn. Okay, that was impressive how fast we went through everybody here.
Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved me
Yeah,
the trouble.
totally he was running him in
Why
daring
does
maneuver.
that sound familiar?
It's Ellie. Excellent timing. Hello, Ellie. What a pleasure it is to see your sparkling beauty in this barren waste.
It's Dr. Fenhill. I certainly know his ex-crew. Mostly from the operating table. I've probably seen more of them than he has.
How cruel you are. I distinctly remember a special party at the Lost Hope Bar on Groundbreaker where
We did not.
Oh, fine. But we almost...
Keep going, and you're gonna see how good this automech is at picking up teeth.
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, increased sweat production. Subject appears to be terrified.
I'm not terrified, you bucket of bolts. That's victory sweat.
Right.
Meds, I'm guessing. Pirates love bits, and unlabeled meds are worth a bundle. The one and only. Wait, who's asking? Wanda didn't send you, did she?
Actually, she did.
I swear, land on Groundbreaker even a moment tardy, and that busybody's already been up your ass an hour. You tell her these automechs are coming, and sending a hired stooge to rescue me from certain peril only furthers my delay. No offense. Yes, well, I shan't. Give Wanda my chilliest regards. And farewell to you, dear Dr. Fenhill. I trust I'll see you next I find myself on the Groundbreaker.
You'd better hope not.
Dude is a total twat. Absolute total twat. Alright, get fuck out of here. I gotta go back all the way back to the Groundbreaker again.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Damn it. There we go. Now we can bring Pravati to the thing for her. Very good. This is him grease the Captain Aaron flintlock. Make it stronger for Ellie there.
This is Triple Berry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
Well, well, Dr. Fenhill.
It's not often I see you on this side of sickbay.
I make it a point not to get shot, and when I do, I can usually take care of the mess myself.
It'd be nice to have you in here patching people up, not just blowing them apart.
I respect what you're doing here, but you know I'm not ready to settle down. It's not you, it's me.
Have it your way then. You always do. Now, about your friend here. Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return. I can't thank you enough.
While she's smoking her cigarette, I was thinking about smoking a cigar here.
It's almost time for today's What do you... That's... The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. Chief Junlei Tennyson. Hold up. Bit straight-laced for my tastes, but in between you... Because those board folk are...
Yeah. I don't know why it says I haven't talked about all these things before. I have.
Gracious. I've got a...
It's 381 worth. Really? $534 worth. $700 even. Alright. The game there, chat. All right. Stand up for this. Oh, I need some leg stretches there for a second there. I think for tomorrow's stream, what I'm going to try to do, since we were able to play Outer Worlds, I would assume that we should be able to play some Ascent. That would be my biggest bet there, chat. So I'm actually going to be willing to do some Ascent there. Oh, nice. There's a new update for Silent Hill F. I put about 20 hours into this game so far, chat. Honestly, I gotta say, Silent Hill F has been pretty good. If you guys haven't played it yet, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely a solid game. Actually, I'm gonna pause that update because we're streaming still. Phasmophobia has an update. Ooh, Nell's Diner. That's from Silent Hill. I definitely would be loving to get a group together for that. Honestly, chat, if we could get a group for that, that'd be so dope. Oh, and I did find my green controller, so we can play some Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver again, 1 and 2. So I definitely be excited to get back into that, chat. I found my green controller, so we're good to go there. Also, if you guys have not joined the Flashy server on Discord, definitely do so. I highly recommend joining the Flashy server. Also, make sure to follow them on X. Be sure to follow everybody that's the workers there, either the owner, like the CEO. Make sure to follow the devs there because every one of them is giving out information as like we talk about stuff that is going to be going on with the company and stuff like that, and with the site. So be sure to definitely check out all that stuff there, chat. Oh yeah, and I can play some Claire Obscura 33 now too, with having this ability too, and with having the two controllers now, me and the lady could play some Tiny Tina as well. That's another big one. Also, yeah, my Batman games. I have all the Batman games I still need to re-go through. But the Ascent, we should be able to go through that and play that while on stream chat. So that shouldn't be too big of a hit to the what you call it, to OBS for all that. So that's at least the big bet or the big hope there, chat. Let's see here. So funny that just instantly goes right to that one. Put on some nice relaxing jazz music in the background here, chat. Get my headphones off for a bit. That's about a 2-hour playlist there, chat, so we're good to go there. Alright, bring it open a little bit more over this way. So yeah, this has been at least a small, decent little test stream here, chat, I will say. Granted, we haven't had a whole lot of people come through. Granted, it is a test stream, so I assume that's why we've had a lot of people not coming through here right now. So this is a just chatting. Change it to vlogs. the changes there, chat. Alright. There we go. We saved the changes there, guys. So, but yeah, honestly though, it's just been crazy with the fact that we've had issues with the with going live, honestly, chat. So, I mean, I'd personally love it if we would be able to go live with no issues at all. So, you know what I mean? And I wasn't gonna bust out the Sanctuary, but I think I'm gonna bust out some more of the Lane 1Q here, chat. But I just used my Peterson pipe, so I want to actually give this a chance to cool down, dry out. I love this pipe, though. This is one of my favorite pipes I own. But I'm going to use one of the other pipes I actually don't use very often. I'm going to use my apple pipe. This is just a regular apple briar pipe right here. So, you get one of these, you know, cheaply if you want, or at a, you know, a smoke shop close by, I'm sure. I got this at a, what's called a Big Smoke, which is a chain smoke shop around here in the Northwest. A bunch of them also in the Midwest too. I've also seen the tobacco connections in the East, more so than I see them out here in the West. There's a lot more Big Smokes than there are tobacco connections. I will say there's still a fair bit of tobacco connections out here. Just I see those more so in the Midwest to the East. But right out there. Both these bowls hold a great deal of tobacco, so you can actually load these up fairly nicely and have some pretty long-lasting bowls in here. And again, for the Lane 1Q, it's vanilla and honey. It's used as the topping and casing on this guy. And it still has just that regular natural tobacco kind of smell and taste too as well, which I do love. Now it's not right to the top, but it's perfectly loaded, so I'm gonna go with that right there, chat. Alright. I always like to kind of like level it back out when I use whatever I use there, chat. I don't know why, but it's like it's a habit to just level out the jar and make sure it's all like even there, evenly distributed throughout the jar. So. I didn't even hear my phone go off earlier, so. Alright. Bust out the lighter. We're gonna do a little bit of this bowl here, and then I'll spark up this stogie here, chat. This is the New World Cameroon selection I saw from AJ Fernandez. Look at that beautiful cigar. Look at, oh man, she's just so gorgeous. Look at that filler leaf in there too, chat. Let me get the. I get to focus in on the cigar again. Yeah, see those leaves in there, chat, the filler leaves. That is a solid quality. They got the V cut in there, like I said, so. Oh. See how that ends up being on us, chat? But, let's get into this AJ, or this Lane 1Q. In the apple briar pipe right here. So, as you guys can see, there's the tobacco loaded up. Okay. Oh, such a lovely smell in the air too, chat. Wow. There, hopefully now that stays lit. That was crazy. I lit it just that hard, and it literally wasn't even staying lit the first time. Now you see how that's backlit with the light there, chat, and how the smoke kind of builds up more so. Gives it light, lighting a little bit more. Boom. There's a bright ass light, as you can see there, chat. That thing is usually in my fucking eyes, and that thing hurts like hell. But as you can see, though, this actually works though to actually help light the backlight of the smoke, so you guys can actually see how big the clouds are. I think normally they look like very wispy clouds that we blow out of the pipe, but it's they're actually pretty thick, and it billows up in here fairly fast. Especially the smell of that beautiful Lane 1Q. This has got a great vanilla scent in the air, so it's a very nice aromatic. I mean, look how thick that cloud is too. Just pure flavor right there in that cloud, chat. And again, what I love about having been able to start doing with the pipe smoking and stuff recently is that it is much more, you know, contemplative, relaxing, enjoyable of an experience that we can actually kind of just sit back and relax and hang out with all you guys, or stand here, relax with all you guys, and talk about all the lovely stuff that's going on in life and stuff. I mean, all the crazy shit too, as well. But like I said, if you guys aren't joining on the flashy social site yet, you need to get on that. Get on this flashy social stuff. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, but I'm gonna do the crypto, I'm gonna do the dude, just shut up, join this flashy site, trust me, there's way more than just crypto there. There's gonna be regular payouts and currencies and stuff like that to be used. So anybody who's thinking that it's just gonna be crypto, you're full of shit. Stop lying to people, stop spreading false rumors, false, you know, information. You do not understand what you're actually talking about then, and you need to go and talk to the actual people who have been developing this fucking site, which are gonna tell you that that's not the case at all. Okay, if I could get it to be like that perfectly backlit, that would be perfect there, chat. Maybe we do it that way, more sideways. I do like that more. It's not as bright into the camera, but you guys can still see the big ass clouds of smoke. Super tasty. Super tasty. The nice thing though is I don't have to sit there and swab out the bowl piece on this guy because it doesn't have any chamber for me to swab out at all, chat. Whereas the Peterson, as we're smoking, we have to constantly swab out the chamber here. Otherwise, it will build up with moisture and it shoots up the stem, and then you're constantly like getting a mouthful of tobacco oil and moisture. There is something to be said about smoking a pipe bowl too. If you're relaxing after a day, you know, we've had to deal with the whole vape store closing down. For those that don't know, the vape shop has officially closed. It's definitely been a fucking sad one. I was not looking forward to this at all. I mean, there was a part of me that was like, yeah, just let the shop close, let it be done with, you know, let it be, you know, rested in peace and everything like that. And it was like, but the part of me did not want it to close, but it was because of the fact I love the store and I love what I did. But at the same time, my boss just really is proving to everybody that he just could not handle running a store. And it kills me too because, like, I feel like he gave up on the business so long ago and so early on that it literally was just watching it slowly die day by day. And I think that's what bothered me the most, was knowing that he didn't really care about the store like we all did. So it made it rough. It really did, for doing the close up and picking up everything. That's why the room's literally destroyed with boxes, everything like that. I had to bring back a bunch of shit from the store. I mean, after 6 years of working there, you know, there's a bunch of my stuff that was in there, so I had to bring it all home finally. And that was kind of the more surreal moment. Like that's how you know it's finally like over. And I wasn't prepared for it. I thought I was, but I wasn't. It was definitely one of those things where it was a somber evening where I had to grab everything I can and be like, all right, let's pack it all up and move it on out. You know, I wasn't looking forward to it. Definitely was not happy. It definitely sucked having to do all that. You know, and so many times that, you know, we've had people out there to be like, oh, it's okay, man, you guys are gonna make it, you're gonna make it, you know, you just gotta hold on to this, gotta hold on to that, you know. And literally I kept trying to tell my boss, like, if you can just make it until, you know, next year when, you know, over here in Washington it's gonna be a 95% increase into tax, and that right there would have made everybody come over to Idaho more, So, like, literally where the shop is at. So it was like, instead of it'd be something that would have been hurting the store, we would have easily, benefited from that and made a ton of money from it instantly. But now we're not going to be able to because, the store's not there anymore. So it's really fucking rough with that. Also, I'll put my window done sprinklets, but I figured I'm gonna smoke a cigar. Do you want to crack the window so the smoke won't billow up in here too badly? But again, this is the New World Cameroon selection by AJ Fernandez. So oh wow. Okay. Wow. That is interesting. Very, very strong right off the rip. Like in flavor wise, just very, very pungent. Earth black pepper, vegetal sweetness. As the cigar progresses, it develops into a medium-bodied smoke with deeper flavors of dark chocolate, cinnamon, and brown sugar, finishing with a spicy, peppery edge and lingering notes of cedar and coffee. Yeah, the aroma is really zesty and complex. It's really hard to describe the room aroma that I'm getting right now from the smoke right now. It's very interesting. It says the initial flavors are going to be earth, heavy black pepper, and a vegetal sweetness, which that vegetal sweetness is what I got. That's what I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that? Like, that was super weird. But mid-cigar, as the sweetness develops into a nose of dark chocolate, cinnamon, and brown sugar with undertones of baking, spice, and graham cracker. Like, what the fuck? See, there's so many different people's, like, tastes and stuff like that. There definitely was a peppery retro hail. Woo, out the nose. Felt the pepperiness on that one. it's funny though, because a lot of people are on this are saying like so many different things for their flavors. We got, how do we was put it this way? You have people going from coffees, caramel, woodsy, you know, graham cracker, baking spice, cinnamon, brown sugar, fucking all kinds of stuff like that. Natural tobacco and stuff like that. Like all these different flavors, white pepper, cedar, honey. Like nobody has agreed on these motherfuckers at all, which is a little weird. That's true, the ash is definitely a light colored ash. Okay, I see what they're saying now. The peppery notes kind of fade out. Definitely get more cocoa. Definitely a little bit more coffee. At the end of it, it supposedly finishes with a roasted marshmallow, pairing with a dark espresso and earthy notes. My Father Blue. Ooh, I haven't seen that one yet. The smoke time is about an hour and 50 minutes, this guy says. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Oh, he had a Churchill. So he had a 7 by 48. This is a... yeah, 5.5 by 54. So it's going to smoke a little bit shorter. It's a double Robusto there, chat, so... And it says the wrapper is Cameroon, binder is Nicaraguan, and the filler is Nicaraguan, so... I'm excited about that. This has been a solid cigar so far. I really gotta say, chat, I'm really impressed with the flavor, the construction of this one, the even consistency of the burn. The flavor all the way through this, all the way down so far, has been absolutely amazing. Like, I gotta say, AJ Fernandez does an amazing job wrapping cigars, man. And you can see the even layers where I've like taken my puffs out. So you can see there. There's another one down at the bottom, like where I just took a puff at. Like you can actually see the creases where each line is raised down from when I take a puff. I'm gonna pull the ashtray a little close just in case it does fall off. pulled more of that cocoa. Ooh, got a lot more of that cocoa through. A lot more of the espresso too. Because now we're really in the first third of this cigar now. We're actually in the first third of the mid cigar, I should say, technically the mid, not the first third. First third's already kind of like smoked a little bit. Now we're getting into the second third here. I'm also impressed with how well the ash has stayed on. That is a nice, solid, even ash all the way across right now. So, very impressed by that. Very impressed with, again, the flavor, the construction, the consistency, everything like that on the cigar has been absolutely key. Very, very impressed by it. Very impressed. Yeah, you know, honestly. Ooh, wow. It has got an amazing room note right now. Like, the room note has just, like, really funnily kind of, like, hit up the bedroom now, and it's just like, whoa, that smells amazing up in this bitch right now. See the brown sugar. I don't know about this graham cracker that they're saying, but I see the baking spice and I can definitely see the brown sugar there, along with the cinnamon. Finally took off a little bit of the ash there, chat. Hey, look how white and perfect that ash is, too. That is a beautiful ash that came off that. Like, I am impressed by the way the flavor has come through really well and like really robust on the notes, but isn't at a point where it's like overwhelming or too much of a smoke that you're just kind of like, whoa, what is that? What is that flavor that's coming through right now? It's a little too strong for me. I do get more of that cedar at the end, or in the middle here. I am definitely impressed with the way this has been smoking too. And I've noticed, like, when the cigars are more in this kind of more squared, rectangle kind of vibe of it versus it being in the just regular Toros and stuff like that, they tend to have this, like, I don't know, this better type of construction, smokability, flavor, all that jazz, way more than I feel like their regular counterparts are, just because of the fact that they tend to pull better on the flavor and give you more flavor as well. Definitely impressed by this one here, chat. Also, I gotta say, the V cut definitely has something there to it. The flavor I'm getting out of it is way more concentrated than I would have gotten out of just a regular cut, or even out of a punch out. And I feel like it's because it spreads out across the tongue a little bit better because of the way the V cut is. You get the more bigger part right there in the middle, and the ends are kind of just perfectly on the edge of the mouth, where the biggest part is going across the palate of the tongue. That is a phenomenal smoke so far, chat. You know, like, honestly, I gotta say, I'm thoroughly impressed, because normally, like, the way that this tastes and feels is, like, equivalent to the My Father's, and the My Father cigars are definitely some of my favorites, next to the Macanudos. Now, Macanudo, their construction on those are kind of trash. They're not always the greatest, but the flavor on them is fucking amazing. I love the flavor on the Macanudo. However, though, I gotta say that My Father's absolutely amazing. The construction of them, the flavor of them, the way they smoke, and I gotta say, consistently, I've had a cigar from them that has been phenomenal every time. Like, this is a good cigar that you want to take to, like, a friend's wedding, or that you'd offer at, like, a bachelor party. You have your first meeting with your girlfriend's dad, something like that. You would bring something like this to try to impress, you know? Something that would give them that little bit of, like, okay, person has some taste, you know? Like, and this was not an expensive cigar. This was a very, actually, inexpensive cigar to buy. I mean, compared to, like, the $60, $70 cigars that they have at the Refuge, this was, like, a fucking $10 cigar. No, actually, this was an $8 cigar. And then I just totally farted at the same time. That was hilarious. That one definitely came down the microphone. I am sorry about that one, chat. I will say, though, you know, I think what also impresses me, too, was the toast and the light on this was so evenly perfect that it didn't take much to really get this started, you know? A couple of these other ones I've had recently, I've been, like, sitting there with the toast, and I'm on it for, like, a good, like, minute on the toast. Alright, let it cool down on the torch, or I bust the torch back out again, do another 30 seconds, get it really going. And it's, like, all of a sudden, maybe it's because it's too moist or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on with the cigar. But, like, it would take me sometimes a good, like, minute or two before I could get it really, you know, toasted. And then, finally, the light. And then it's, like, boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden, it'll, like, light backwards almost. And I'd get a scorching sometimes on them. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? This was a perfect light right off the rip. We're very close to that first band there, chat. So, there we go. Take off that little gold. Take off the first gold band there, chat. This has got the Cameroon selection, I do believe, on its name with his initials right there. AJ on that. Cameroon selection. Like, I gotta say, I probably will actually smoke all the way down to the bottom of the cigar, honestly, because there's very few of these that I actually, like, want to do that with, just because of the fact that they are, you know, maybe not the best towards the end. When they start to lose maybe some of that flavor, some of that punch. The other thing, too, is this wrapper has not done any fuck-up at all. I've not had any breaking, I've not had any crisp, like, cracking of anything like that. The wrapper has been phenomenal the entire time. With the fucking Drew Estate Deadwoods have all had issues. Even though as much as I love the Crazy Alice's, the Sweet Janes, all that stuff like that, all of them had some form of fucking issue with the wrapper cracking in some way. But I just not have had that issue at all with this one. Couple spots that didn't look like they were relit. You know, and I think what's another nice thing about this cigar is that this is one I could definitely take to like a party, talk, hang out, vibe, smoke it, and it stays lit fairly well. I mean, look how much I've been talking, and it stayed lit this entire time too. You know, and again, an hour and 15 minutes for that other guy, we've already been smoking for barely, like, just over, I'd say 20 something minutes, and we're about halfway through the cigar already. I know there's some people out there that'd be like, well, yeah, you need to smoke it even slower. You'd be probably right. You'd probably be right. But I do like the taste enough that I don't want to, like, wait too long for each puff. Like, I usually give it about 30 seconds or so in between every puff. I think that's about ideally what you want to wait, you know, because you don't want to overly puff it, hotbox the cigar, it'll ruin the flavor. Also, you gotta remember all the oils and everything like that are being absorbed and drawn through the entirety of the cigar, right? So that is why you don't get that moisture like you do out of my Peterson pipe or things like that, because it's actually being absorbed into the wrapper, the other tobacco, the binder, all that stuff like that. It's absorbing all that oil and moisture as it's going down, but it is coating the cigar. That's why the changes in flavor happen so much, is because it's all that oil and the flavoring kind of going down the cigar. And so you get different flavors hitting there, and there, you know what I mean? So and it has a very pleasant smell in the air, though. For a cigar, it's very pleasant. Like, I could see this being lit around people who maybe don't necessarily enjoy a cigar, and then they go, what's that? You know, and then they kind of want to hit it, take an interest in cigars, things like that. And it's usually just something that's that good, like this, you know. There is just something about a good quality cigar sometimes, man. Just saying. I do like the bottom of this band being a lot bigger, but not being too tightly on the wrap. That I can slide it down as I'm smoking down, so it actually keeps the wrapper nice and tight all the way to the end. Because literally, I've had issues with that where taking off the first band, not a big deal. Take off the second band, you are fucking up the entire wrap. Next thing you know, the wrapper starts trying to unspiral itself, all that stuff. It's just ridiculous. This has just been an actually, like, phenomenally constructed cigar. Like, a shout out truly to the legend himself for the master roll, for whoever, you know, legitimately, like, whoever's, like, you know, actually rolling, because I don't know if it's actually going to be AJ rolling all these by hand, or if he's got, you know, some people, the groups of people that he has, and he just puts his initials on the wrappers and stuff like that. But legitimately, these are phenomenal, though. Been meaning to go into the cigar lounge and let the guys know about the one fucking video that our one guy Mike was wanting to show us all, because it's free on YouTube, and I think they would love to have that probably playing in the cigar lounge as people are like smoking a cigar, and they see that and they go, oh, what's that video? And they go, oh, it's the hand rolled video. It's, by the way, it's on YouTube for free, so you can go watch that, you know, documentary right now, and then they go support it. You know, watch it, everything like that, rent it, whatever the case they're doing, but they're supporting it, and it helps get more of the knowledge out there about cigars and about how the, you know, the original founders of some of these great, amazing brands literally had to flee, a dictator such as Fidel Castro, literally in the middle of the night in some cases, so that they weren't killed or taken away, and all this other shit. And they did that, and then came to Florida, and then were like, I'm gonna make this the Cuban capital of the fucking world, and they truly did. One could argue that it wasn't even just about the cigars that they brought there. It was the fact that so many of the Cubans came to Florida to escape that, and a lot of them ended up working in these factories, at these tobacco farms and stuff. And then the big names, really revolutionized the industry and revolutionized what it was to sell cigars at that time. And next thing you know, we have a abundance of fucking people smoking cigars over the pipes back in those days, and all of a sudden pipes are starting to fade out, cigars are coming in. And then by the time cigars start to fade out in the 90s and early 2000s, it's really because of cigarettes and its predominant force on the market. You got a very dominant market of cigarette smokers out there at that point, that cigars almost pretty much died out. Same with pipe smoking. And then it wasn't until the mid 2000s, around 2010s, 2014, that all of a sudden cigars and pipe smoking really take this big resurgence. I look at people like Mutt and Chop, Piper, and a few others who started out 9 to 10 years ago, and you have to really think about that's 2014, 2015. That's when that all started really kind of popping off for a lot of these guys. Even 2016. And so that's when all of a sudden all this starts coming back. All of a sudden you got cigars coming back, you got pipes coming back, and it's been a very unique way to look at the industry, because vaping, while playing a part of that, has been a predominantly a fuck up for the industry. They went and pissed on, big tobacco, which, I have nothing against pissing on big tobacco. Fuck them. Fuck RJ Reynolds, fuck Philip Morris and all them, Alta, all that shit. I really don't give a shit about those companies. But the problem with that is that when you start pissing on their fucking, Wheaties and shit, all of a sudden they start going, hey, where the fuck's all of our money at? Oh, we're losing it to these assholes? Okay, well, guess what? We make most of this money in this state. You're gonna do what we say. And, if they don't want that money, they don't want to fucking, keep getting all that blood money from the tobacco companies, then they don't fold to them. But, unfortunately, most of them are like, yeah, we kind of constantly want those billions of dollars you're giving us, or millions of dollars in some cases, on the lower end. But most of them are getting billions of dollars, in tax breaks and stuff like that across the nation. So they go, yeah, I definitely want to get that money, still to my state, because it's going to fund my schools, roads, and all this other stuff like that, supposedly. But it really doesn't. It goes into the fat cat's pockets of the fucking senators and Congress and all that shit like that, the mayors. And it's just so that way they can keep being like, oh yeah guys, we're totally gonna fight against smoking and all this other stuff like that. And the smoking that they were supposed to fight against was cigarette smoking, but instead they would turn their ire against other things that had nowhere near the actual death rate that cigarettes themselves potentially actually had. We're not talking about, rollies. We're talking about factory-made cigarettes that are sprayed with shitloads of chemicals that literally, the smoker smokes for nicotine but dies from everything else. And it is sad, too, because a lot of people that, smoked, especially like the older generation, they looked at it as just being like a hobby, as a habit, things like that, right? They didn't see this as this thing that was going to legitimately, become such a controversial thing that they legitimately would have to fight just the right to have the ability to smoke a cigarette if they wanted, or a cigar, or a pipe, or a vape. And that's the world we live in now, because everybody has let the regulations be so constricted on us that it's like, oh, yeah, you want to buy that vape? Okay, here's the tax on this. Here's this ungodly tax on the juice. Here's this ungodly tax on the fucking, tobacco that you're buying for your pipe, or, whatever the case is. Oh, cigars, by the way, 56 cents. That's it. Fuck you. That's it. Why is there 40% tax on all pipe tobacco? Why is there, this tax on vaping? It's like, you're literally just sitting there pissing on people who would have actually probably supported the industry as a whole but because you're literally telling them, hey, yeah, but we don't care about you. We want you to go back to cigarette smoking. They're not going to do it. And this is something that the industry has had a battle with for years. You know, I think the industry's always thought that they'll get away with doing this, and this, and that people will just buy it, they'll accept it, they'll get over it, right? It's like, that doesn't work that way. People want a good quality product. They want to be able to enjoy what they want, and they don't want the government telling them that what they're doing is wrong, bad, or whatever the case is when the government's doing whatever else wrong. So it's one of those things like, don't tell me what I'm doing wrong when you're sitting there bombing shit, or, you know, pumping a bunch of chemicals into food and all this other shit like that, and you're saying it's for the betterment of mankind, but yet we're all dying faster and faster and faster. So you start to wonder, what's the betterment of mankind? You know, it's kind of funny because this is the whole point of smoking cigars and pipes, right? It's that idea of having conversations like this that are deep, meaningful, impactful, that can, you know, change truly how somebody might view something as little as smoking a cigar, as smoking a pipe. You know, I run into a lot of people that when they see the pipe, the instant just go, oh wow, you know, you must be doing this because you want, you know, this type of attention, or you want to have this thing go on, you want to have this thing. It's like, no, I'm doing it because I want to live what's called a contemplative life, where I actually contemplate about my actions, about my deeds, about my behavior, about all these things that I might say or do. You know, and while some people might, you know, again, I have actually gained a lot of relaxation from that. And I know that some people might go, well, yeah, but you're still high strung about this, or you might be getting angry about this. Oh gosh, how do I put it? I had a train of thought and I lost it there too, right in the middle of that, because I heard something else going on, so I thought something was going on. I was like, wait, what? But truly though, it is kind of dumb that the government though tries to restrict things like this. But it's also dumb though that the industries themselves will fight with each other instead of coming together and actually building with each other. Instead, they're like, no, our thing is better than yours, our thing is better than this thing. It's like, guys, shut the fuck up. Work together, okay? Y'all hate big tobacco, you hate the fucking, you know, companies like Philip Morris, RJ Reynolds, and you want them to be the ones that take the fucking hits, not the rest of us smaller, you know, companies and stuff like that. That you gotta do something about this. We gotta work together about this shit. We can't keep fighting each other because we don't like them. You know what I mean? Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You know, and I think that it would just do better for a lot of people to come together more and actually work together as this cooperative industry, versus it being like, oh, cigars are better than pipes, pipes are better than vaping, vaping's better than... No, fuck off. You guys aren't better than anybody. Okay? It all works the same. So, you know, it's something I think that, again, more and more of the industry really needs more help trying to get to this point where we can all help each other build what we all want, which is just the rights to be able to enjoy whatever we want as adults. We're fucking 21 or older. Why do we have to be told, oh, sorry, sir, you can't smoke a cigarette anymore, you can't smoke a cigar, pipe, or vape? And you go, why the fuck not? Oh, it's not good for you. But here's a bunch of painkillers and alcohol. Like, go fuck yourself. I am surprised that this last bit of the cigar has actually kind of been the longest bit of the smoke right here. And it's actually got me really hit hard in the head. Like, I'm like, ooh, I feel like a little stoned. And it's funny because cigars can totally do that to you too. Also, don't dip your cigar end in a fucking drink. It does not make it enhanced of any kind. If anything, you're ruining the flavor of your booze and your cigar. curtain a little bit more. Try to let more of that actual smoke out the window. It probably looks like a fucking fire just went off in the house, and there's just probably so much smoke billowing out my window right now. Like, I'm gonna go see what it looks like outside real quick. Smoke coming out the window, and just like, yep, there's a lot of smoke coming out of here. Go ahead and throw my little fan too as well, chat, just to kind of help circulate this air a bit. Put the fan on low. Have it angled up a bit. Help move that. You could already see that smoke back there kind of just start dissipating a little bit because it's actually being pushed around a bit more now. Like, when we're at the cigar lounge, too, it's like the fucking ventilation is as strong as it is. It has a hard time working when there's like a bunch of us smoking all at once. Like, it was funny that one day we were sitting there and there's probably like 20 of us in there and we're all just chiefing. You know, I'm smoking my pipe, another guy's smoking his pipe, a bunch of other guys are smoking cigars, and the clouds that are just billowing up into the place. And you can tell, like, everybody's looking and you can see that there's just this huge cloud hanging over all of us. And the top of it's being sucked into the ventilation as the bottom of it's just wafting over all of our heads. And we're just like, that is fucking hilarious. Like, there's so much smoke, the ventilation can't just suck it all up. It's like sipping up the smoke. And we were just like, yeah, we're probably smoking a little too much in here right now. So they had to keep turning up, and eventually, once they turned it up so loud, it was just like, wow, over everybody talking. We're like, just screaming at each other like, yeah, how's the day going, guys? Like, sometimes you need it to go that hard on the ventilation just so you guys can like see each other and talk still. Again, look how even that is smoking too. How perfectly even that is. That is good, just construction on the cigars part too. Look, I can feel that cool air though being moved around in here. Woo wee. Yeah, it also killed me too that like so many people out there will hate on something like a cigar just because like they don't understand it or they think that it smells gross, and yet they're the same people who will sit there and hang out with someone who's smoking a cigarette which smells like cat piss, literally. Now again, if you smoke a rollie, it doesn't smell the same as that. If you smoke a cigar, it doesn't smell like that. If you smoke a pipe, it doesn't smell like that. You smoke a factory-made cigarette that is like literally like a Philip Morris, like, you know, Marlboro or an RJ Reynolds, you know, fucking, you know, Camel, and it's gonna make your clothes smell like a cat just pissed all over you. That is literally the way it smells. And it's the chemicals. It's literally the chemicals in the cigarette. Because if you smoke a rollie, it'll smell kind of nutty, kind of like actual, like, you know, like a pipe tobacco almost. You know, or even a, like, it's between a pipe and a cigar is what you're smelling from a rollie. And it's actually fairly pleasant smelling. So it's like, oh, okay, I can get behind that. I can see where they say the toasted marshmallow too towards the end of this. I can definitely see that. What I don't like about this wrap too, right, is that every bit of it has been touching like the inside. That you don't get the uneven burns here and there like you do on so many wrappers. Like this is burning so evenly, I love it. Probably a couple more drags off and then we'll go ahead and settle this one down. Like that. One more drag. Alright. That was a quality smoke. That was a really quality smoke right there, off of a cigar. It's a good way to kind of like wrap up the stream here, kind of hang out with everybody. Like I said, we smoked a couple pipe bowls here, smoked a cigar. The stream actually kind of worked, just playing a game while streaming from the ROG, which I was impressed by. That was actually fairly impressive to see that it held up really well. Granted, it was kind of an older game, so the graphics aren't as hardcore, pushing on the physics and everything like that. Now, again, the Ascent I think might be a little bit different just because there is a lot of physics in that game. A lot of ragdoll physics, I should say. So there's a lot of shit that can kind of go wrong with that one. So we can see how that's going to go. If it doesn't work very well, we'll go back to Outer Worlds tomorrow. I would like to try to do some Cyberpunk at some point too as well. And like I said, at some point I would love to try to do a stream of some Silent Hill F. I don't know if we could get a group together for some maybe Phasmophobia, because I think that would be a lot of fun, honestly. Especially with the whole Nell's diner being in there, I would love that. I want to say Nell's Diner is from Silent Hill. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is from Silent Hill. Oh yeah, and then there's the Phasmophobia board game that's coming out too as well, chat. That's actually really fucking cool sounding. Definitely have to check out the new map and everything like that, chat. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. I appreciate everybody that did stop through here to hang out with us and vibe out with us for the small stream of testing everything and making sure we could actually go live again. So I'm gonna try to see if we can fix things with the fucking MacBook so we can go live through that. That's my biggest goal, chat. But for the time being right now, I'm happy with all this. If anybody wants to hang out and game tonight, let me know. I might be down to do some gaming, but I might most likely just be playing some Legacy of Kain right now. That or some of the other games I have that I've been wanting to play, like Clair Obscura, especially now that I found my controller. So I will let everybody know where we're at on all that tonight here, chat. So much love to everybody. I appreciate everybody stopping out through here tonight. And